Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to Court Vision, and I'm smiling, baby! Because, as you can read on your screen, hopefully, I think, you should be able to squint your best, do what you can. Sources NBA to approve plan for 22 team return with 8 regular season games. So you know what that means, right? Woo! Ball night! We're back, baby. NBA back. Welcome back to Court Vision. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new. NBA is coming back, baby, and if you aren't pumped, I don't know what to do. Tell me down in the comments how excited you are for basketball to be back. But anyway, so reading through this article, which I've already read today, right here, I'll just read it word for word because they say it as good as I could, probably better. The top 16 teams in the Eastern and Western Conferences will be joined by teams currently within 6 games of 8th place in the 2 conferences. New Orleans, Portland, San Antonio, Sacramento, Phoenix, and Washington. So we got 5 teams in the West that are within 6 games of 8th place currently, and only 1 in the East. That shouldn't be a surprise, I guess. People love to bash the East. It is what it is. But so that's going to be interesting. And in a future video, let me know if you guys want to see this. I'm probably going to do it anyway. But I'm going to look at potential playoff scenarios, what we're probably going to be seeing. I think they're keeping the seeding the same way based on this because they're keeping the top 16 teams of the East and West. So we'll play it out. According to this, they're going to play 8 regular season games to kind of dictate. Really, I think it's just the West, the last 8th seed to determine the last seed, the 8th seed. But if you see here, there's going to be a play-in tournament for number 8 and 9 teams. I think this is no matter what, as long as the 9th seed is within 4 games of the 8th seed. So if Washington is within 2 games of who's the 8th seed, Orlando maybe in the East, and New Orleans is within 3 games of whoever is 8th currently in the West, those 2 teams will play each other. But what's interesting is in the West, that could be all 5 of those teams, depending on how it falls, who they play, who wins, who loses. It depends on the 8-game schedule. I don't know if they're going to be playing the top seeds. I really don't know how that's going to work out yet. Obviously, nobody really does, except for the guys making the shots and calling the shots and dotting the T's and crossing the I's. But that's going to be really interesting because, see, here it says the number 8 seed enters a double elimination tournament. So they are rewarding the current 8 seed, which is cool because, yeah, you're top 8, you deserve to be in the playoffs. So if you lose, you get a second shot. Probably going to play the 8th seed that would replace you in that scenario. But this is pretty cool, man. We could see, like, the Pelicans fighting the Blazers to get that last spot to face the Lakers. Good luck. But, hey, this is awesome, man. Teams will begin training in July, advance to full training camps later that month. Among the 8 teams left out of the Orlando format, several disappointed with how a 9-month window between NBA games affects their teams competitively and financially. I'm sure they're mad. I mean, it's not really great for those teams, but they're rebuilding teams. I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully things are back to relatively normal when we get back to next season, which probably won't start till like Christmas now, given the fact that, the off season for this is going to be, it's probably going to be shorter, right? Like I saw October, what was that date? I don't know. They had an end date for October to be the game 7 of the finals, mid-October, late October, end of October. That's when the season usually starts for the NBA. And I'm pretty sure that they've constantly moved that up year after year. But in my best estimation, I would say that the NBA will probably start on Christmas, but it's still a shorter than usual off season. So teams are going to have to kick it into gear. The advantage of those rebuilding teams that are not invited to this scenario, 8 teams, they'll have plenty of time for their off season. They're planning, their coaches can get situated, everything could be good to go. So I guess that's the silver lining for those teams. And then they say here, player tests positive for the virus, the league's intent would be to remove that player from the team, to quarantine and treat individually, and continue to test other team members as they play on. That could end up being really bad if one person gets it. I don't know. This is so different and weird, and I don't know what the plan is if that actually happens, other than that exact plan. But, like, if it actually happens, that changes things. Like, what if LeBron gets it and the Lakers lose? Then it's like, you're like, watching that as fans, you're not going to be happy about that. It's not something you can control, but we're definitely going to be running a scenario of the playoff teams that we'll do projections. So, how it plays out, how many games back. Well, actually, we could do that right now. Let's take a look at the standings. Currently by conference. So, okay, the Magic are the 8th seed. So currently, Washington was the only team invited from the East. So this is an automatic play-in. However, these could change here. So really, the 6th seed and up in the East are safe. Eight games. They would. Each of these teams would have to lose every game. It's not going to happen. But Washington pretty much has to win every game they play, and they have to hope the Magic. Well, I mean, it doesn't really matter. I guess the hope for Washington would be to get to that 7 seed so they avoid the play-in game, but they've automatically got the play-in game, so really they're just going to shake the rust off to play the Magic in the first. Well, to play the Magic for the play-in game. In the West, though, that 8th seed is way up for grabs. 7 seed, so pretty much what we're really only going to be looking at here in the West is the play-in tournament that they're going to be having, because the East isn't going to have one. The West, though, this is going to be crazy. Like, all the way down here to the Suns. Literally every team except for 2 in the conference. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 teams that'll be playing in a tournament. And it's likely going to be these 6 teams. I mean, we'll break that down in a video, talk about predictions and projections for what the playoffs are really going to look like. We'll do that in a future video. But, man, this is going to be crazy. And this is something these teams would never have the opportunity to do. I mean, I guess, okay, you cut the season in half, basically, so they would have been playing out the second half of the year to do this, but this is so different. I mean, they essentially are the, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th seed in the, I should have done minus, I'm an idiot. They're the 13th seed in the West, and they could potentially end up the 8th seed just by winning a tournament. This is crazy, and I love it. It's different, and, I mean, geez, oh man, and you could see some movement, especially, look, 7-3, even 2. 2-7 in the West is separated by 4 games, basically. So you could see a lot of shifting here, and the matchups could look totally different than they do right now. In the East, pretty much the same thing, probably 3 through 6 more than anything, but you know, all these teams could be moving around. It could change who plays who. And I don't know, man. On a short season, if I had to, I'll give a little teaser before the actual prediction video on playoffs and how this is all going to play out. I would say right now, the favorites have to be the Bucks and the Lakers. The reason I say that, the Clippers are great, but this is their first year altogether. The Lakers have had the off season and some of the season to play. Paul George was hurt, didn't play the whole season. He was sitting, I think the first month and a half, he didn't play. So they were really up and down. I know they're 44-20, but it'd be like one night they'd blow a team out by 30, and then the next they'd lose by 16 to an average team. So they never put it together like got on a big roll or anything like that. The Lakers, I don't know. LeBron's experience, the role players' experience that are on that team, just seems like they could just come out of a slumber and be ready to go. And the Bucks, honestly, I just think they're the best team in the East, and it's not close. I mean, you look at advanced metrics from what they did this season, it's just insane. The Raptors are tough. Don't sleep on the Raptors, but I think it's Bucks Lakers right now. We'll break it down and see if that's what I think when we look at an actual playoff bracket. But if you guys are excited about the NBA being back like me, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you are new so we can talk about this journey that we're going to go on to the end of the season. And make sure you leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think about the NBA coming back, who you think this return scenario benefits the most, and who it hurts the most. That could be another video idea. Who knows? Wink. Again, thank you guys so much for stopping by the video. Be good to each other. See you in the next one.